Well, just to be clear, what I said is that this country doesn't have a future if we don't end birthright citizenship. Obviously, the right and correct way to end birthright citizenship is for the Supreme Court to rule what the 14th Amendment clearly and correctly means. But one way or another, this nation has to end birthright citizenship. The other question?
So what actions does the administration plan on taking next, as well in asylum case? There are millions of asylum seekers right now who are still waiting for their cases to be heard by federal judges. What is the administration doing to try to move some of those along the process?
Well, I think the most important point is that this administration, on the asylum point, is we've implemented international agreements all over the world to take in our asylum seekers. So America's doors are closed fully to asylum seekers. We've set up agreements where if you want asylum, then we will find a country elsewhere in the world to take you. It's very simple, a very elegant, a very complete solution. Now, of course, as you know, you've heard me talk about here many times before, all asylum claims across the southwest border are always fake. They always involve somebody who is coming from a country where they're not being persecuted based on race, religion, ethnicity, so on and so forth. Overwhelmingly, right, they're coming from other countries in the Western Hemisphere where there's no persecution based on religion, no persecution based on race, etc. In many cases, of course, they also come through dozens of other countries on their way here, where if they wanted asylum, they should have sought it first. In every case, they're either criminals, benefit seekers, economic migrants, welfare seekers, etc., etc. They're coming to join family members and so forth. But the good news for them is that you have other countries willing to take them. Yes, you had a question? Well, so first of all, on humanitarian issues, the most humanitarian thing that we could do is, which is what we are doing and have done, is to end illegal immigration. That is the most humanitarian thing. Every single illegal immigrant who comes to the United States is brought here by a cartel, by a foreign terrorist organization. Those individuals are often raped, they're often beaten, they're often robbed. They come here, it's a form of indentured servitude. They have to pay off their debts to the cartel after they arrive. And beyond all of that, the profits that they earn from that human smuggling goes into kidnapping, torture, sex trafficking, drug trafficking, fentanyl. So it's a very important point. The individuals, by the way, so let's say you're an illegal immigrant from Mexico. You know full well who is smuggling you. When you pay them $6,000, you understand those $6,000 are going to one of the evilest organizations on planet Earth. You know that when you do it. And it's a sinful thing, but we're doing the best we can and have done an extraordinary job under President Trump's leadership. There has been 13, I believe is the correct number, consecutive months, with maybe it's actually 14 now, but 13 or 14 consecutive months with not a single person released across the southern border, which has never been achieved before. Yes, back there in the blue jacket. Well, I think what you've seen under the leadership of Secretary Mullen is a tremendous focus on achieving results through incredibly efficient mechanisms. So, for example, one of the things that you've seen in the recent days that has been really extraordinary is President Trump signed an executive order to debank illegal aliens, which is an incredibly effective action to get illegal aliens out of the country. You've also seen continuing budgetary reforms at ICE to make sure that resources are being allocated as efficiently as possible towards actual enforcement and removal operations, right, stretching every dollar further. And you've seen with this new ICE legislation that's been passed, and as Tom Homan has said, he's been here many times, recently, I think in the last couple of days, that the new funding that's been passed through Congress via reconciliation will allow deportation numbers to continue to climb, as well as all the legal reforms that are being put into place. And the recent Supreme Court ruling, of course, means that now millions of illegal immigrants from Haiti, who were previously beyond the reach of the law, are now within the reach of the law. Yes, you have a question.
Deportation, sir. Do you expect the administration to deport anyone who loses TPS status as a result of this ruling?
Sorry, say again. Loses a little across the board.
No worries. Do you expect the administration to deport anyone who loses TPS status as a result of this ruling?
Well, of course, if you no longer have status in this country, then you're supposed to be deported. And in particular, in the case of the Haitians, the Biden administration flew over vast numbers. It's hard to know the exact number, but probably more than 1 million illegal immigrants from Haiti. That's not counting the border crossings into the United States. So these are people who've only been here for a few months, who are receiving welfare, whose all their ties, all their social connections, all their family is back in their home country of Haiti, and of course that's where they should go. Yes, and two. Yes.
Does that mean more ICE deployments then?
In light of
go ahead.
in light of the NATO issue and everything else, are you guys still looking at Greenland to get NATO support or to get access to the Arctic? What's
The president's been clear about how important Greenland is to the United States, but I don't have any updates on Greenland. Time for one more question. Yeah, go ahead, right here.
The administration consider Haiti a safe country
For Haitians, absolutely.
for Haitians,
Yes.
despite the do not travel ordinance, despite
So yes, Haitians live in Haiti. It's not our position that Haitians should leave Haiti. I mean, it'd be crazy for us to say that Haitians couldn't live in Haiti. It's their country. Of course Haitians should live in Haiti. There's no viable asylum, or use a technical term here, CAT claim, or withholding claim for any Haitian seeking relief from going back to Haiti, to their homeland. The fact that there might be pockets of Haiti where there's higher crime rates, guess what? There's pockets of Chicago with crime rates just as high, right? There's pockets of cities like St. Louis with crime just as high. Pockets of Los Angeles with crime just as high. It has never been the case that having communities that have high crime rates is a basis for asylum. Never has been, never will be. Thank you all. Have a great day.